All right, guys, welcome to another live stream. Welcome to another live stream. In today's live stream, we're going to talk about 3 ways that you could use or that you should use to get ready for a crypto bull run. For those of you who don't know, currently we are coming upon a crypto bull run. And I think a lot of you are invested in crypto or want to get invested in crypto. And I think within the next month, I think people that want to benefit from the bull run should already have their positions stashed, in place. But if you don't, I would say in the next month or so, you should definitely get into your positions. Now, I'm not going to say which position to actually get in, which token to buy. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm just going to lay out the three things that I think are key to take advantage of this upcoming crypto bull run. And if you guys don't remember the previous bull runs, 2020 and then 2017, after the Bitcoin halving, we start to see altcoins run pretty high up, right? We do have a running Bitcoin, we do have a run in Ethereum, but we see most of the gains in the altcoins. So yeah. All right, so the number one thing that you should do to take advantage of a crypto bull run is to know the narratives, right? You need to know the narratives that are going to play out for the crypto bull run. You need to know what sectors are going to be hot, right? And this is going to sectors that are hot include what retail is going to be buying, what institutions are going to be buying, but more retail, right? Retail has more of an effect on the price because when a lot of people buy, typically, sorry, I'm a little bit sick, but typically, we start seeing stuff on Reddit, we start seeing stuff on crypto forums and things like that, and people just hype up the price. So you have to distinguish that between like meme coins. Meme coins can work, but you definitely need to be one of the first ones in. Typically, with strong narrative plays, you don't need to necessarily be you need to be early in, but you don't need to be that early. I guess meme coins could be considered a crypto narrative, which we had in the past for things like for coins like Dogecoin, Shiba Inu. This current bull run, we had meme coins like Pepe, WIF, and things like that. They already spiked up, but I don't think those narratives are going to be. I think we already had a good spike in meme coins. I think they're going to continue to run up, but I think the most gains are going to be in upcoming narratives that are just heating up. And in my opinion, the narratives that are going to play out for this crypto bull run is, or at least first, I would say the Bitcoin ecosystem being built out, the layer twos on Bitcoin. Remember, Bitcoin is just like a payment coin, and it really didn't have any smart contracts. But now we're having these layer twos that are coming out that are allowing smart contract capability on the Bitcoin network. Not on the Bitcoin network itself, but it's leveraging the actual coin, and you're able to transact in Bitcoin on these layer twos and get like smart contract functionality, DeFi, and all this other stuff. So I think that's going to be a big play. So definitely look out, do your research and look out for coins that are building out layer twos on the Bitcoin network. And also, so the second one, so that's one. Two, AI is going to be a big play in the crypto space. AI is a big play for stocks right now. I mean, you see NVIDIA, you saw what NVIDIA did. All the semiconductors ran up, TSM, SMCI. What else? Even Tesla's on the way down, but Tesla's still kind of like an AI play that I think it's going to do good in the future. But yeah, you're seeing this play out in the crypto space too. There's a handful of AI plays that are already spiked up, but I still think they have a lot more to go. So, that's one of the plays. And then RWA, real world assets. So So assets that you have in the real world that are being tokenized on the blockchain, and you're able to transact with them without physically moving that asset, right? Such as like a house, or maybe like a piece of art or something like that. But yeah, so those are the three narratives that I think are going to play out. Obviously, there are probably going to be, a few more, but I think those are going to be the main ones. But you need to know the coins that are going, the top coins in those narratives, right? And then you have to make the decision on what coins you want to invest in. Because I'm not definitely not going to, point out what I'm invested in, because I don't want nobody following what I do. But I think those are going to be the top narratives, right? Now, if you go to those narratives and you see the coins in those narratives, they definitely have spiked up, but I think a lot of them have a lot more room to go. So you just got to do your research with that. But I think that's the first thing you need to know for taking advantage of a crypto bull run. If we saw in 2020, it was the metaverse, right? Metaverse this, it was like Axie Infinity and all these coins that had to deal with the metaverse that spiked. And then also we had I'm not sure if it was the meme coins as well. Oh, it was DeFi and metaverse. And I think after that, before that, it was Dogecoin and Shiba Inu, or Shiba Inu might have been the previous bull run as well. But it was a combination of meme coins, metaverse, and DeFi, right? And just because your narrative, like let's say you invest in a coin, doesn't mean your narrative is not going to gain money. It's just typically the strong narratives end up making the most, because you get the most retail investors in those retail investors to invest, and pump the price up essentially. So yeah, the first thing you want to do is the narratives. Like, what narratives you think are going to play out, and they should be a strong consensus that the narratives that you pick are going to actually play out. And you can see it on the forums, you can see it online. What are people talking about? It's easy to see that AI is one of those things that are going to do well in this upcoming bull run when it comes to crypto, because everybody's talking about it, right? Then the same thing with RWA, and then the Bitcoin ecosystem that's getting built out. Yeah, so and I also think Ethereum's going to do well. It's the second biggest largest market cap. Um, the only reason why I didn't mention that is because I know it's gonna do well. I don't think it's gonna do the best. I think there's still I think there's like a 2-3x with Ethereum right now. It's sitting at 3,100, and I think potentially we could see a 10K Ethereum by the end of this bull run, maybe 8 to 10. And the reason why I say that, I thought if we didn't see that thing with the SEC, as far as like them investigating the Ethereum Foundation and then the Uniswap lawsuit, I would have said, okay, Ethereum, we probably would have seen and we could still potentially see this if all that stuff turns around. But I would have said 15 to 20,000 this bull run. But I'm thinking like 10 to 12K for Ethereum this bull run. Yeah. So yeah, the first thing you want to do in the bull run is figure out what narratives are going to be popular, right? So that's number one. Number two, you need to figure out the timing, or I wouldn't say that. I would say the timing in which you think the bull run's going to end. So that way, when you see prices go, okay, I'm up this much, and let's say you're up a certain amount 6 months into the bull run. And again, I think the bull run officially starts after the halvening. 12 to 16 months after the halvening is like that time period in which the bull run occurs, the parabolic moves. Okay, you say, okay, I made this much, we're 6 months in, we only have 6 months left. Do I take profit off the table, or do I think this thing is going to run up? So you just knowing, okay, this is only going to last 12 to 18 months, and I'm going to, take profit, or maybe I jump into like a stable coin and then maybe wait for a dip and get in on the dip and maybe get a little, a bounce play or something like that. That takes a lot of more technical stuff. I think you should, definitely set a set time in which you're thinking about taking profits, right? And again, it's usually like a 12-month to 18-month time range in which the bull run lasts, and you need to plan your exit strategies accordingly. So okay, so that's number two, and timing also in the sense that when are the narratives going to play out? Right now, it's going to be a lot harder to do this. So again, I said RWA, I said AI, I said Bitcoin ecosystem, and you could throw other stuff in. Maybe you could still throw meme coins or whatever your narratives are. Which ones are going to play out first? And typically, that's a lot harder to determine, right? But if you could figure that out, I think that's where you probably make the most gains, because you can, if you know which ones, or you could determine or have a good, I guess estimate which ones are going to play out first. You can, take profit from one narrative and then jump onto the next one when that starts. So you get maybe a 2-3x from one narrative and then get a 2 to 3x from another narrative. You're up 5 to 6x on your money. So that's probably one of the best things that this is probably one of the most critical things, and one of the hardest things to do is figure out which narratives. Now, typically the way you do this is you see what upcoming catalysts are coming up for those narratives, right? Is it coming later in the years, in the upcoming months? Because after the Bitcoin halving, if you could see like which news catalysts are going to play out first, and they're within those narratives that you picked, then you can say, okay, I'm going to invest in this narrative first, let this play out. And you may not time it right, but if you could get it close to being correct, you could definitely make a lot of money that way. But yeah, it's going to take a lot of research, being in the crypto forums, keeping up with the upcoming catalysts that are coming out, and making sure you don't get too greedy and not take profit when you have it on the table. All right, I rather take a 70% gain instead of 110% gain, potentially risking losing that 70% gain, due to a quick spike and then a quick crash, right? But yeah, the next thing also is so the first thing was the narrative. Second is the timing in both pieces. One, knowing how typically how long a bull run lasts, and then two, knowing how long a narrative actually, or knowing the timing in which narratives are going to play out, which that second one's a little bit harder. And three, the last one is price targets and then market cap. You need to be realistic about, how high the price can go, right? You need to pay attention to the market cap. If something's already at like 30 billion market cap, for it to double in price, it needs to be at 60 billion. So that's a lot of money that needs to come in, opposed to something that's $1 billion or lower, right? Typically, you see, I would say, if it's over $1 billion, it definitely needs to have a strong utility case for it to get that capital in. But typically, if it's in the first 30 cryptos up, if it's 5 billion or less, and it is in one of the narratives that are going to play out, it typically will get the money flow into it. But ones that are 100, 200, 300 million, those typically are able to pop a lot higher, but they carry a lot more risk and they're able to drop a lot faster. And they're typically not in the first 100 on CoinMarketCap. They're like, 200, they're listed at 200 and beyond. So, you want to make sure that you want to make sure that, sorry, I lost my train of thought. I'm a little bit sick. You want to make sure that when you are going to. Sorry, I totally lost my train of thought. Somebody's like messaging me. Okay, so the first narrative is the first thing is the narrative. The second is the timing, and the third is the market cap. Sorry, that's what we were talking about, the market cap. Okay, yeah, so the market cap. So make sure that how low, like make sure that the market cap is not too ridiculous. So that way it has room to grow. There's so many people that are looking for that 10x or that 100x in a market cap that's like 80 billion already. Like right now, for instance, like Solana is like Solana is at 80 billion right now. So, I probably it could double, right? It could probably get to 160 billion, but who knows? It's gonna be a lot of money to get to that. I think it could probably still do that. Maybe it does a double or triple from here, and that's it. But I think most of the gains in Solana are already done. That's just my opinion. There's so many competitors in the smart contract space that it has to go against AVAX. It has to go against AVAX, Ethereum, and there's a bunch of other smart contract plays that they have competitors that money's going to flow into. So I don't think there's much left for Solana. It could definitely do a double, but most people are looking for that, at least a triple or quadruple their money. But yeah, those are the three things that that are going to get you ready for the bull run. One is the narrative, right? Making sure you know the hot narratives in the sector. Two, you want to make sure the timing. Again, there's two pieces to that. One, knowing how long the bull run's going to last, and then two, how long a narrative is going to act, or what narratives are going to play out first. It's going to allow you to jump into another narrative and make more money. And then three, the market cap. Don't just look at the price, right? Just because it's at a low price. Like Cardano's an example. Cardano has a low price, but it has a huge market cap. I think it's like 60 billion or 50 billion or something like that. So to double, it's going to need to get to 100 billion. So those are the things that you need to pay attention to if you want to take advantage of the bull run. And I think if you follow that, you should do okay. In my opinion, you should be doing research fast. And I don't suggest anybody just jumping in to crypto, right? If you're just getting in, like I said, I would just research Bitcoin and Ethereum and see which one you want to go into. Ethereum is probably the one that's going to give you the most upside. But again, it's your choice. But yeah, if you want to get into some hot narratives, you definitely have some research to do because it's the bull run is here already, right? The Bitcoin halving already started, and we're going to see prices start to surge in the next 2 to 3 months. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.